Yes, you did. Sorry, got into my head. But so far, first thing I'm going to talk about, and you guys are 100% welcome to ask questions about it. It is about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be crossplay. It is a very big. Oh, you're asking that question? Well, I didn't say it. Didn't say I was not going to be able to not. Uh, I started streaming over 3 years ago. Started full on streaming. I'd have to say it would be about 3 years ago, give or take. My account was created in 2016. Yeah, that's it. My account was created in 2016. I started streaming on January 2017. All right. So anyway, the subject we'll move on to right at the moment. First off, anyways, crossplay. In my opinion, crossplay is on that list of it's getting there. We've already got games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Rocket League. It's coming up. Everything else is coming up very shortly. I'm very excited to be able to play video games with people from other consoles, other systems, even PC. One example, the biggest example that I would say would be the perfect game to play for crossplay, Monster Hunter World. There's no PvP, there's no metas that you have to worry about for PvP or anything along those lines. It is straight up multiplayer, straight up co-op, straight up, hey man, how you doing? Oh, you need a hunting buddy? I'll hop on with you. We're gonna kick this monster's ass. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And that right there is one game that I personally think is a great game for crossplay. What other game? For Monster Hunter? That is a good question. I think for all of it, it's like 50. I could be completely off base on that one. I don't remember. It is not a free to play game, but it is the pinnacle. It was the original game that started the monster hunting genre. Turn that down here. I'll take a look here, but personally, I want to see that. I'm hoping Capcom decides to say, "Hey guys, we're going to make this crossplay." They haven't said anything yet about it, and I'm excited to see if they do. So, yeah. Capcom, if you're listening, please do me a favor. Make it crossplay, please. After PC is caught up with the rest of it. Okay, so Bleat Monster Hunter World base game is $20. And Iceborne, the Master Edition, which has the base game and Iceborne, is right now there is a sale for 33%, and it's on PlayStation it's $62, just over $63. But regardless, it's one of those games that the deal's going. How long is the deal on for? I've got base. I don't want it in my cart. Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's not okay. So it ends tomorrow, the deal. But if you want the Master Edition Deluxe for Iceborne and everything, it's just under $100. I've already got Monster Hunter World. I don't even need to worry about it. There we go. But the value of Monster Hunter, bar none, is worth. I'd even pay friggin' $150 for it personally. Don't get any ideas, Capcom. It's at the perfect price right now. I'm just saying. But $100, I would pay $100 for it easily off the bat. It's that good. But that would be the perfect game to play as a cross-play game because because of how it's designed, being full-on co-op. Once PC is finally caught up, start working on cross-play Capcom. That game would be to cross-plat. It would just be gorgeous. And I'm knocking my freaking mic down. Okay, I'm gonna adjust you here. Another game that I personally would think would be good cross-plat, because, and this is just, as I said, all of this is personal opinion. Since we've got Call of Duty already over there, already with cross-plat, and they're fucking geniuses for it. Well, Black Desert is supposedly going that way. Borderlands 3 is another one that I'd love to see go cross-plat. Because that, and there's a potential for it to go there. I heard that they were supposedly going that route. That would be a really great game to play on cross-platform. Because if you haven't heard of Borderlands, looter shooter, the only PvP in it would actually be classed as, hey, you want this? Okay, duel me for it. What are you gonna do? But regardless, it is going to be a good game to play cross-plat. In my personal opinion, only because everybody works together to take down bosses. Everybody works together for loot. And everybody's got the exact same game, so it don't matter what's going on. So you could just be like, hey, guess what? Hop on? Okay, cool. Hop right on. Division 2 is another one that would be great for cross-plat. As long as the PvP aspect is adjusted so that way console is not limited behind PC. Personal opinion, I will say that right off the bat. That's because console does have a limiting factor against PC. And I'm not knocking anybody who's on PC, because I have Destiny 2 on PC, and when it's not being dealt with lag issues, it's fucking fantastic. There's a reason why I'm back on PlayStation 4 at the moment, and that's because I have less issues at the moment with Destiny 2, but it's not to say the game is bad. It's just when my PC is a PC gaming hybrid, it does play a role. But Destiny 2. Speaking of Destiny 2, another game to be cross-platform, but in early stages for a while, I would only want it to be PvE only. The reason why I say that is because PvP, there'd be very few console guys who'd just demolish anybody in PvP against PC. That's a down pat. First-person shooters are always 1,000 times better and 1,000 times more interactive on PC than they are on console. Personal opinion, highly shared personal opinion, but that's kind of how it goes. The reason why I say PC should crossplay for Destiny should be PvE only at the very early stages, mostly because of PS5 and Xbox, whatever the hell they call that one out, because I don't pay attention to Xbox. It's coming out, and it's basically going to be mid-tier PC, and it's in the early stages of cross-plat for Destiny 2 in PvE, and make it PvE because PvE would be great to have more players interacting with each other, and you can communicate better with each other, and you could be like, alright, let's do this. Go into a raid, go into a dungeon, go into a strike. It would cross-save to a degree, and it would save having 3 different LFG, looking for group sections on different things, Because then you could be like, okay, this guy's on PC, I don't care, hop right on. What are my thoughts on console exclusives? Personally, it's dependent on the game. Games like Final Fantasy, because I have 7, because it is coming out, starting as console specific. I would love to see on all consoles, and I would love to see it full game right off the bat, instead of just, here's episode 1, then 2, then 3. But it's all depend. But the reason why I say it depends on the game is because some games would actually be terrible on other systems, and that are only specific, that are different programming. One example would be Gears of War. That would be a great game on all systems, but it's only on Xbox and PC. And would it be good on PS4? Perhaps. I'd love to see Gears of War on PS4 because it's options. And but a game like Forza Horizon, the reason why I say some games like Forza, Gran Turismo, games that started on that specific console and will never ever go over. Reason why is because it adds something that another console will not have, or system that will not have, and it basically drives competition factor for each system. Even though the same game, even though they could have the same games, having that little extra that's unique to that system, such as Forza, Gran Turismo. What other game? What other PlayStation 4 game is exclusive to PS4? Halo is on Destiny. Halo is on PC and Xbox, so technically you could say that they are exclusive. But games like right now, The Last of Us 1 is exclusive. Good game to be exclusive. And I have no problems with that. Last of Us 2 going to PC is perfectly fine in my opinion because it's good to open up a player bracket. But it's just a some games factor. 90% of the games out there I would much rather keep as not specific to consoles. But there are some games that I want that are exclusive, like, as I said, Gran Turismo and Forza are definitely a couple on the list. Better for each company to have a draw factor to each other to add a little bit of spice to each game system. That said, shit, I've got to update a couple of things here. Don't mind me, I just have to change my Instagram thing. But regardless, what other games do I think should be cross-plat that I've played in my time? I could say Battlefield 5. That would be a good game. That'd be an alright game, but not so much. I don't play it often. Oh yeah, or any other MMO game that is universal that is on all systems, I personally think should be on cross-plat, as long as they are at matching properties. Program doing a little worker. Hey. Ow. That was my knuckle. Okay. And there we go. That's been adjusted. Sometimes you gotta do a little adjustment to things on in the middle of a stream, eh? What other game do I actually think should be? I guess because I don't play a lot of games. I stick with a game for a long period of time. Destiny 2 is one example. Division 2 is another example. Borderlands 3 I'll stick with for fucking right till the end. No Man's Sky is welcome back. No Man's Sky would be a beautiful game on cross-platform because it's the same aspect as Monster Hunter, but it is not the same as in it is not a co-op game. It is a community connection game. Having a community centered in one general vicinity would be where No Man's Sky would shine on cross-platform. Having one universe instead of 3 for each system, kind of meld each one together and be like a very nice pizza. You know, you got to have that extra flavor for your. You got to have your own pizza. You know, everybody's got a favorite pizza. You just, But having one whole universe shared between PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC in No Man's Sky, and being that No Man's Sky is such a tiny game on memory size for each one, it wouldn't be so hard to make over. Well, not make over, more along the lines of make programming which would be universal for each system. Compared to something like Call of Duty, which is fucking 150 gigs or more, depending on, I don't remember the file size. Or Battlefield or Destiny is another example. Massive memory space games where you got all these fine, intricate details in it. A lot of it. If you compared the file size of No Man's Sky and Destiny or Battlefield or Call of Duty, it would be easier that way. But otherwise, it's still a program. It can be a programming nightmare if you're not careful. But that would, as I said, in personal opinion, I would love to see No Man's Sky go cross-platform. I would love to have some PC guys come over to my worlds, build their own little house, building, whatever. Build their own little city if they want on one of my planets. Find an activated Indium farm together, build up from there, create an in-game economy that way, instead of just going to the galactic market. Actually create an in-game market that way and be like, oh, here's this much activated Indium. Do you have this for me? You are a saint. Thank you very much. No Man's Sky is the perfect game to open possibilities for anything to happen. We've already got so much in it, and it is a fantastic game. It is a beautiful game to play. Having more people playing in the same universe would be beautiful. Because I'd love to have a community planet, per se, that says, hey, this is a planet for a community. Build a city. Ding! And it would be fucking gold. It'd be the perfect game. But to keep some things exclusive, only certain games. Not every game can be exclusive, in my opinion. Some games, but not all. Alrighty. That should be enough for video games for the night. On to consoles. The new gen stuff. The new stuff coming out. New technology that would be massively beneficial in streaming, gaming, everything. The growth of the with the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox coming out this year, it's going to be an open market year. It's going to be interesting. I know I'm planning on getting myself PlayStation 5, regardless how you look at it. First game I'm going to get for it, Destiny 2. I don't care. I want to see what they're going to do with Destiny 2 on PS5 and what will happen at that point with Destiny 2. The next game I'll probably get would be Borderlands 3. And I'm planning on Godfall. But I want to see what each of the systems will bring. I'm not buying both systems. I'm not gonna do that. Everybody, you know. But the one thing I am definitely doing is getting PlayStation 5, and I want to see what they do with some of these games because I want to see what PS5 is going to look like. It is going to be this year is going to be essentially the return of the console wars, unless they do cross-platform for everything, which then it gets interesting because console wars are going to be even more interesting. Oh, you got an Xbox, I'm on PlayStation, you're on PC. Let's see who wins. It's going to be PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever they call it, and PC. Once the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox come out, it's going to be interesting. PS4 is better? Yeah. Compared to, in my personal opinion, compared to Xbox, I agree. But with the new gen consoles coming out, I want to see what they're going to be able to do. And I know I'll be potentially hopping on the bandwagon because I want to see what they can do. And I am going to be exciting. What I'm hoping for is my PlayStation. The remote play on my laptop will be capable of playing PlayStation 5 through it. I want to see if that'll do it. If not, I'm hoping they have a remote play for it dedicated to that, because I want to see what it'll do. That claim of 120 frames per second, well, I could see it on a good day. What I find funny is everybody's saying, oh, these systems are going to be 120 frames at 4K, and I'm like, that might be the maximum capacity, boys and girls. Because frame rate is always up and down. It is constant. It's a physical impossibility on any system to have 120 frames all the time, every time, regardless what system you're using. There is no way they could be there. They could do that. No system. I don't even know any PCs that are capable of constant 120 frames. They will always average 120 frames. That number is an average. And the memory size, see how it goes. I know that I'm probably going to get an external hard drive for it. I'm going to see how it goes. Good. But regardless, the new gen consoles are looking good this year. I know I'm excited to see. I know I still got to do a little more research before I even delve even deeper into it, but I'm excited to see. And I want to see what, personally, I want to see the new Gran Turismo that they're going to potentially have in the future when Polyphony Digital says, hey, we're going to do this. If they're not going to stick with Gran Turismo Sport for a while. As you know, I'm a Gran Turismo guy. By now. I just told you. I should really get back into Gran Turismo at some point. But I want to get into the foot pedal and gas pedal thing and steering wheel kind of game. But hopes for the future at some point. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't care what anybody says. I still have to do a lot more research on the different consoles and stuff before I can, as I said, before I can even delve even deeper into the game into the next gen console. That might be on the next podcast. Who knows? We'll find out. But all right. So, anybody have any questions on any of the two subjects beforehand? Because I'm not as knowledgeable as some people at the moment, but it's not hard for me to look up. Off stream, I'm not going to do it right in the middle of the podcast. That's kind of dumb. But if there's any interesting questions you guys have to ask, I'll try to answer them as best I can. Nothing yet? Alright, until I get some questions, I'm going to move on to my next subject, which is streaming and content creation. Something that people will talk about, but always seems to be the subject of you can't get a straight answer on. And even I'm not going to have a straight answer for it because it is kind of one of those subjects. Content creation. Something that I'm doing right now, which, as you guys no doubt aware, I started a YouTube. Started it last night. Posted my first video last night. And it is Destiny 2 related, so I'm happy about it. I enjoyed it. And no, I don't have a YouTube command just yet. I have to do that at some point. But I made my first YouTube account, and sorry, not my first YouTube account, because I actually had that for years. But I did make my first YouTube content out there. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what I did. It was simple. A simple video. Quick, easy, just kind of somewhat mashed in together. But I'm happy I made it, because that's the start of something to get my content out there. And I'm happy about it. No point in denying it. I'm happy about it. And the thing about content creation is, especially nowadays, and I've been researching this with different other streamers out there, like Professor Broman, T-Rex, Goth, King Gothalion, everybody knows them. Baru, or even some of the smaller people that I follow, like Hi on Mike. Hi on Mike 1 to be more precise. They don't just stream, and I've noticed this. But I more recently noticed it because it's like, because I sat there and I just thought to myself, something's off here. 7 days of streaming is killing me. What should I do? So when I was off stream, I looked into it. And the one common thing that a lot of content creators are doing nowadays is they're branching their content into different content platforms, such as YouTube, Patreon, and yes, even OnlyFans. And that is the adult rated portion. Do not ask me about anything about that. I have no clue, but that is, I have been seeing a lot of that on the internet. Go with it. Content is content. You'll get haters, you'll get supporters. Everybody will. It comes with the territory. But we should not limit where our content should be viewed. And this is what I was within the last few months have been noticing with my channel. It's like I'm only on one platform, two tops, with clips, me posting links. I need to get my content out there, but I can't seem to. But I'm not getting it out there enough. Which is one reason why I created my TikTok account almost a year ago. To get my content out there. Whether it be Twitch clips, random shenanigans when I go live, it's content. And to grow as a content creator nowadays, you can't just limit yourself. And I realized this recently. Really recently, within the last 12 months. 1 year if you want to say that. Because I've been limiting myself to doing 7 days a week of streaming. And it's been great, don't get me wrong, but it has been affecting, and I've noticed this. So I decided recently, it was back in December, I thought to myself, what can I do to get my content out there? At first I was like, at first I thought, podcast. As you guys know, I'm doing one right now. As for the YouTube thing, that just recently happened within the last couple of months. Because I thought to myself, I don't want to do YouTube. I don't want to do YouTube. I don't want to do YouTube. But then as I started to think about it, it's like, that's just where the path would take me. Anyways, so why hold back on that? There is different variations of content creators. I'm a content creator that started with broadcasting gameplay, shenanigans. Loved it. I'm still an affiliate, but I don't care. To me, it's not about the money. Bar none. It is not about the money. It is sharing my experience in game, playing video games to entertain you guys. I'm not here to make you guys do something that you might not potentially be able to do. But when you guys are here, the one thing that I can do is try my damnedest to entertain you guys. That's the way I view my content, is you guys are the important subjects, the important things for my content. And that's entertainment value. Am I creating my entertainment for you guys? I have not had very many trolls, but I'm not going to complain. I have had trolls in my past. I've blocked one or two people, which says I'm there, I'm getting there, but I've still got a long way to go. But the support that I've been receiving recently from a lot of people, even though my numbers, which I'll talk about in a little while, the support I have received from just anybody who's came over and watched me, they've all said, "You're doing all right. You're doing all right." Some people said, "I love your content. You're doing good. Your content is amazing." And those words are nice to hear. Will I dwell on those words? No. Because you guys are the... What do we got here? Hold on. You guys are the ones that I create for. It's to continue to make content to keep you guys entertained. In the process, I'm playing video games, which is my form of stress relief. It's my hobby. It's my joy. It is the thing that I enjoy doing more than anything else. And I love fishing too, and I cannot say that, but I don't have the data for that. Canadian logic, no unlimited data plan. But as a content creator, I am here to do the entertainment for you. And I prefer that. Sorry, 1 second. But anyway, as I was saying, content creation, it is for you guys. So I gotta go to the places that you guys are consistently at, showing my content to you guys on multiple different platforms, reaching out to you guys and be like, come over and check me out. I'm not the best. I never will be the best, but I will entertain you guys with what I can, and I hope that I can entertain you. If not, you're 100% welcome to just go to someone else, and that's perfectly fine. That's part of content creation. Whereas, if you want to stick around, watch my stuff, have at it. If you guys want to be a troll, well, thanks for the few, but I'll give you the big old royal boot, regardless regardless of the level of support you give me. My banhammer is thirsty, and it's looking for a troll. But regardless, it's one of those things. Getting my content out there so you guys go, hey, this guy's alright. Is there more for me to watch? Oh, he's got a Twitch account. He broadcasts his stuff. Okay. Maybe I'll go watch him live. It's one of those things. It comes with content creation, comes with getting your name out there. There's going to be risks, and this is for everybody who's listening. If you want to be a content creator, it's a job. It's something that you should put your heart into, but it does come with risks. But the rewards are, you could change someone's life, and you could give value to someone else by saying, "Hey, you can hop on and play some video games with me, or you can hop on and chat with me, or whatever." Yes, some could say the money, but that is not something that you should focus on ever, because money's nice, but if you're a content creator, it's not about the money. It's about the people you are showing your content to. The people are your value. Their value is a lot more than making money. And I would in my opinion, I would much rather show my content to everybody, unless you're under 18, because my content is not exactly what you call child friendly. As you know, some people, you've probably heard me cursing and swearing a whole bunch. But my content is not meant for not being viewed. Content is there for people to see, for entertainment, and depending on the form your content comes in, to form value. Well, value, it doesn't matter how it's looked at. If I'm When I'm streaming, I'm there to entertain you guys in a live setting, so you guys have plenty to watch, plenty of enjoyment out of what I'm doing. Whether you do that day or not, that's not my choice. I just do what I can do. But the value that what I give to you guys is what I want to give you. And that is the entertainment and the fun moments that I create the entertainment for. You guys get that. You guys 100% will always get that. Because you guys are awesome. The people who watch my stuff, regardless where they are, regardless who they are, you guys are fantastic. And I 100% enjoy streaming my content, or creating a YouTube video, or doing the podcasts, and this is fresh new to me, and I'm not on script. This is all words right out of my mouth. But so far this last few weeks, since being laid off, essentially isolation laid off, have been a time for me to create my content, have been a time to get some content for you guys to watch. I've had more fun these last few weeks than I have at work. And I know I will be going back to work at some point. I don't know when. That's based on my local government. That's not my choice. But I will take advantage of as much time as I can to get my content out there for you guys to watch. And you guys deserve that. Getting my content out there is for everybody to watch, to enjoy, to have moments, their own variation of moments in that time. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I get my most value out of from you guys, is you guys have your own way of how these moments happen. And that's what I want, is to create for you guys to have a moment in my channel, and you guys feel a certain way from that moment. They are the best moments that I can ever love. And you guys deserve it. Some people have seen a lot of content creators and stuff like that who focused on nothing but the money, and it's like, money is what what's money gonna do for people who are in the content end, who aren't you want the money? Don't focus on the money, because the money, just if you focus on the money, the content is stale. And I'll admit I've had some stale days, but I never ever focus on the money, because that takes away even more from the moments of streaming, content creation, or whatever. There is one exception, but that exception only happens during charity streams. Charity streams for like GCX, which was Guardian Con last year, raised fucking almost $3 million last year for St. Jude's charity research. That is the only charity events for whatever charity you decide to support. Legit charities for anybody. Legit charities like St. Jude's Charity, Sick Kids in Canada, Cancer Society, regardless what your opinion is on that. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, the potential is there for there to be a cure. I don't care. I don't care. This is not a political statement. Because charity events are a great way for people to support everybody. Regardless. That is the only time I could see someone pushing for money is for a charity. But even they have to do it right. They cannot just say, "Oh, donate it to me, and I'll donate it to the charity." That's a dick move, completely dick move. If you're gonna do something like that, you gotta set it up so that way the person donating gets the receipt. Not donate to the streamer, then donate to the charity, because that's scummy. But anyway, I could cover a lot more of these in the future. Onto the numbers aspect of content creation. The thing that everybody is looking for is the numbers. I want to get to here by ... You could do that. You could do that. You could try. But the numbers come down to, is that what you see yourself as? Is you want to have more people over? Are you trying to force yourself out there? Are you trying to see growth short term? Because that's only going to hurt you in the long haul. I want this, I want that, I want these numbers, I want to get to here by ... You could do that, but do you have a plan for it afterwards? Do you have more goals after that? Are you going to continue to push those numbers? Yes, you will. What's that going to do for your content? I look at it as the numbers are good, but they should only be paramount when you are not in the middle of creating that content. One example is streaming. I don't care how many people are there that day, because there could be one person in my chat. Hell, there could even be nobody in my chat. I don't care. I'm there for that at least that one person who decides to come over and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or that one person who just sits watching me. And that one little moment happens that regardless of what's happening in their life, they have that one moment, that little tiny moment, that actually sits there and makes them go, "That was awesome. because I've heard of many streamers who've had someone come into their chat who are just sitting there watching at the moment, having a bad day, just having a bad day, and having a lot of really dark thoughts. It happens. We it happens sometimes, but I've been hearing stories of content creators who will look at someone or will will just create that moment that brightens that person's day, and that will change their whole world. I would much rather have that moment that changes somebody's life than having 100 people come in and watching me all the time. The reason why I say that is because there is there is no better feeling for someone out there to feel. There's no better feeling than you just being yourself and changing someone's life. All it takes is one random act of kindness, or what that one random moment in, say, in content creation, that one random moment that made someone have a brightened portion of the day. People love it. And it comes down to people want that moment. People want all it takes for that person to have a brighter day is if that person sees that moment and then decides to chat in your channel, and then you say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Regardless what their answer is, and that person just acts like themselves, acts like a decent human being, and creates that moment of connection. I would much rather connect with someone in my channel than have that 150 people who are not actually there, who are just being stupid, or they can be stupid, they just can't be dickheads, they can't be complete trolls. But regardless, people, a lot of content should never ever be for the numbers, because those numbers could be hollow. They could be just people there trying to cause crap, and it could be people who just don't really care about your stuff. They're just there. But I would much rather have someone there to connect with, people who want to connect, create a connection with your the favorite content creator, than to sit there and say, blah, 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 or just to be a random shitbag. Because it's that connection that could lead to potential meetups with them at a conference. Could potentially lead to anything that can happen in the world. Hell, you can even just, that one moment could just be that person, what that person wanted, just that moment of thank you. Because I've been on many channels that has been that one person who came into their channel and said, "You changed my life. Thank you so very much." Then they obviously throw support, but that's neither here nor there. Just someone saying, "Thank you very much. You changed my life." That means the word that right there, that moment means the world to many people, because that means they are doing something right. And that right there is what being a content creator is about. Is creating that connection with the people you are connected to, the people who you watch, the people who watch you. It's content creation is creating that connection and bridge that people will connect with each other with. And that is one reason why I went into content creation. It took me a while to realize, to actually discover this, after being through a whole bunch of shit in my life. And a whole bunch of shit in my content creation, because in the very early stages of my content, I fell into that rabbit hole of follow for follow, lurk for lurk, host for host. I did not have sub for sub, thank God, because you know where that goes. But in the beginning, I did fall into that rabbit hole. And it bit me in the ass. So my first year was my learning curve of this is biting me in the ass. And then my second year was me standing up and actually realizing that while what happened was during the follow for follow time, which was the longer portion of that year, I fell into it. That community was great. One really good community that I was part of. But it just did not work out for me. About two-thirds. Yeah, it happens. Technology, don't you just love it? I'm just kidding. Just kidding, everybody. But then I had someone do lurk come in and ask if I wanted to do lurk for lurk while I was doing the follow for follow. That only lasted for 2 months. And I say it only lasted for 2 months because because at the last portion of because according to him, lurk for lurk was a great way, and it's like I fell into it. I fell for it. But when I went after a period of time, it started to get annoying, and it's like, do I really want? This is driving me nuts. Why am I doing this? One day I ended up hosting a bigger guy because back then that's what I did. And the guy actually came into my channel in a host for host portion because it was the same connection. And he actually chewed me out about it instead of constructive criticism. And I actually told him, is it your channel? It's not your channel to tell how I do these things. Understand that. I don't think he liked that, but I don't care. He was not the guy I banned. He just essentially at that time, he said he was streaming for like 4.5 years. And his numbers were showing. And it's like, what are you doing? In personal opinion, I thought to myself, what was he doing wrong that's not driving his numbers any better after 4.5 years? Yeah. So, at that point, for me, my first year does not count. Per se. But it does count in a sense of, it was a massive learning curve, and I realized that anything with support for support is not good. And I learned that the hard way by going through. My second year was when I started to really grind, and because that was my second year was when near the end of it was when I realized when I actually got my first affiliate, got the affiliate, and it's like, sweet, I got affiliate, yeah. once I decided to actually go into affiliate status, that's when it hit me. Once you get past that affiliate stage, it's like, oh shit. That was the reason why I decided to start branching out more, was because when I realized, okay, now I can classify myself as making money, essentially. It's not great money at the moment, but it is something. I started to see that my numbers were dipping every stream, and I noticed it right after the first month, but I kept going at it, going at it, going at it, going at it. Then I said, then I happened to notice a guy named Gary V, or Gary Vaynerchuk, if you know who he is. Business guy, tycoon, social media expert, definitely worth looking into. He tells it how it is. Definitely worth going to look at his stuff at least. I've been following his stuff for just over a year now. Started on Twitter, moved to TikTok, now it's on Instagram. The only thing I don't follow him on is Facebook. And I decided live a little bit along his lines, but with my own twist to it. His words that struck to me was, get your content out there on any platform that you feel you're capable of doing so. In fact, he was the one who got me on TikTok. I just happened to see one of his videos, and it's like, I saw TikTok as, oh god, not one of those, not another one of those Vine-like things, and then as he started to push forward, and he's like, TikTok, 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 it's like, alright, might as well. I'm not going to deny it worked. I didn't blow up the way some people did, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm just getting my content out there. But regardless how it's looked at, so I've been streaming for 3 years in January. My first year, I am not going to fully count, but I count it as what I've experienced. And and so far, I'm proud of where I'm at. And I'm gonna work my ass off to keep that content growing and branching out for everybody for everybody. Because everybody deserves to. My personal opinion, everybody gets to, in my personal opinion, as I was about to say, even though my brain farted for a moment, everybody deserves to see my content, in my opinion. Do they have to follow me or continue to support me throughout the future? No. That's what comes with content. I'm just going to get it out there and see who decides to join. And for those that do, thank you very much. For those that don't, that's okay. Because I'm not everybody's taste. But there are people out there who will want to follow, watch, support, share, hop on and play some video games with, who will. And that right there is the reason why is the big reason why I'm into content creation nowadays. Because I see value in a community that's worth growing. And that is the reason why I'm a content creator. Alright, so now that we got through all that, got a few minutes, let's talk let's start asking questions, everybody. Any questions you guys have on the on content creations and stuff? If you guys are interested, I do have if you guys are in my Discord, I'll worry about that on a future date, but don't be afraid to ask. Got lots of questions for it. If you got questions, I could try to answer them for you. Okay, so I've covered video games, a little bit of tech, content creation. Yeah, that's. So yeah, guys. Now you know. Reality is, I cannot release that because it does not come down to how much I get paid by Twitch. It's how much it comes down to how much I make based on how many people decide to support me that month through Twitch. So I cannot give you a full-on answer on that. Wish I can give you a better answer than that, but as I said, I'm not a man. I'm not someone who focuses on the money. I focus on the content. They pay. It's dependent on how you have it set up. Every subscription that I get from someone who does come into my channel, I get because I do have it set up that they pay me blah 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 blah. They have my information and everything. Every subscription is I get half of. I get all bits are to me. I do not have anything for tips at the moment. But at the moment, I also don't have plans on setting up a tip thing at the moment. Reason why? Because I decided I'm going to hold off until I decide to do so. And I'm not going to do it on my own volition. I'm going to wait until things happen, things that lead me down the road to that. I'm not going to do it just on volition like some people would. So, reality is, I don't make a lot. I don't have a lot made. But that's okay. Because that's not what I'm targeting. I'm targeting an audience for people to come over and watch my stuff. I'm not there to make people pay me. Because that's a dick move. Any other questions? Man, thank you for the 3 bits, man. Greatly appreciate it, buddy. It's greatly appreciated, man. Thank you very much. Alright. So I'm guessing at the moment thank you again for another 2 bits, man. Greatly appreciate it. So I'm gonna take a stab and say that is the that's all the questions at the moment that we're gonna have. I'll be a little more prepared for the next podcast, regardless of how it's looked at. So everybody who is watching my podcast on YouTube, or because I am planning on putting my podcast onto Spotify, Anybody listening to Spotify on my Spotify on a podcast on Spotify, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys or talk to you guys next time. Alrighty, you guys are fantastic, by the way, and thank you very much.